Hey, hi, this is a French artist coming to you today on 13th of September with a brand new video with a brand new topic as well. So, today the internet has been on fire with this new European Union legislation called the Copyright Directive, which has two articles associated with it, the Article 11 and Article 13, which refers to the link tax and upload filter. So, before I elaborate on this, I would request all the viewers of this channel to subscribe to this channel for content that nobody else covers, especially on current affairs, politics, and social issues. Uh, Please hit the like button and leave your comment in the comment section, and we'll continue the conversation there. I really like to hear your views on these kind of issues, and yeah, makes sense. So, all right, so let's get straight into the article we have it for you today. The European Union has passed this law successfully. This law has been in the works for the last 2 years, at least since 2016, when in its draft format it was vehemently opposed by leading advocates of the internet, like the founder of Wikipedia and the founder of the World Wide Web. Since then, it has gone through multiple changes and, in fact, gone through hundreds of amendments. So it's a brand new law, as it were. And so let us quickly understand what Article 11 and 13 mean. Article 11 is popularly known as link tax because it forces internet companies to pay the content creators for the content that they publish on their website. So, for example, if Google is publishing an article that I'm creating, then Google will have to pay me. So, that is what the law is currently saying. So, it kind of favors the content creators while creating additional burden for internet companies. So currently, internet companies do not pay content creators, right? They just say, look, we are publishing your content, we are doing you a favor by bringing traffic to your site. So that's how it's a win-win. And then, by the way, Google also benefits because they're keeping their audience engaged with good content so that the best content is always served to their audience. Now, the upload filter is slightly different. It's talking about how platforms have to ensure that content should not be published, especially when it violates a certain copyright law. So the problem with this is that platforms do not themselves publish content. It is the people who consume this platform, who use this platform and publish content. They are the ones who are actually, putting content out there which may violate certain copyright laws. So, but then what the law says is that, be it so, then the liability will be on the platform to ensure that such content is not taken forward. So it can create a new era of censorship on internet platforms because uh, big internet platforms like Facebook might find it extremely difficult to differentiate content which is violating a copyright law versus content which is merely served as memes and parodies, which is most likely the case on social media platforms. So, there again, they might find it easier to censor all content rather than actually apply an algorithm and a filter to differentiate copyright violations from regular and creative use of content. So, there you go. So let's dive into this article right away and talk about certain key highlights for you here. So, as I was mentioning, there are critics who argue that Article 11 attempts to tax platforms like Google News for sharing articles, but they say that this has repeatedly failed in the past, and the system is now, can be overridden by copyright trolls who may, have a field day. So, while Article 13, they argue, is even worse. The legislation requires platforms to proactively work to stop copyright infringements. The only way that can be done is to scan all data being uploaded to sites like YouTube and Facebook. So, as I said, this is really, opening a Pandora's box, as it were. However, those backing the provisions also talk about how The big US tech companies have been controlling the web's biggest platforms. They point to existing laws and amendments as proof that it won't be abused in this way. And there are exceptions to the link tax law, wherein GitHub and Wikipedia articles can be actively shared without the link tax applying over there. So now this is pretty much what the article is all about. Moving on to another article on the same issue or the same legislation, I would just like to briefly cover this as well. So, Article 13, if possible, even more controversial, earning itself a reputation of a meme killer. So, what this article is arguing that all copyrighted material, right, songs, images, videos uploaded on the platforms, uh, unless can effectively be termed as copyrighted material, and it can greatly lead to censorship of content and social media platforms, which is what I mentioned. And the most furious lobbying efforts focused on this article, with musicians, artists, and authors coming out strongly in favor of the rule. So the content creators like the legislation, while the technology companies such as YouTube have warned against the dangers of such legislations. So this goes on and on about the algorithms and whatnot. So I will leave links to the articles as well. And finally, there's a third article again talking about the very same issue of how the EU Parliament successfully voted this and it got approved. Um, so that so again, there are people. The German politician and member of the European Parliament, Axel Voss, has actually thanked his fellow politicians for the job we have done together. This is a good sign for the creative industries in Europe. So he's all in favor of it, while there are other lawmakers who are vehemently opposed to this. For example, the Dutch MEP Mariette Schaake said in a statement that it's a disastrous result for the protection of our fundamental rights, ordinary internet users, and Europe's future in the field of artificial intelligence. So again, the truth is lies really somewhere in between. Only time will tell what will be the real impact of this legislation. So that's pretty much it. And I would like to leave links to all these three articles in the description below. And uh, again, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave your comment. And we will take this conversation offline. Thank you.